Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is video 3 in our 4 video set of the top 10 things to do at the Disneyland Resort. Today we're going to be talking about Downtown Disney. This is kind of a cool one because you don't need park admission to check these out. You can either pay to park, if you have an annual pass. The top one you can park in the structure, walk on over, bus on in, Uber on in, whatever. But yeah, there is a dedicated parking lot for Downtown Disney. That's, I think, it's $10 after any validation. But yeah, so top 10 things to do at Downtown Disney. Number 1, this is going to be a shout out to one of my friends, Eliza, the Boony Looney. No, and I am terribly sorry if I pronounce this incorrectly. Please don't come after me too much. Buñuelo? Maybe? Is that how you pronounce it? It's at Tiendita, which is the quick service, walk up, put your order in on a tablet, and they call your name and you go get it. It's their dessert. I'll try to put a photo up right here. It's this pastry kind of thing, but it's crunchy, half of it's chocolate. Personally, I would do it without the chocolate, but it's cinnamon sugar. It's yay bigger than your head. The Buñuelo is very good. Highly recommend. And it's just fun to walk around because the minute you get it, you realize, oh, this is big. And then as you're going to walk around eating it, you're going to have multiple people like, where'd you get that? What is that? How did you? Oh my God. But yeah, it's at Tiendita. It's in Downtown Disney. It's where Centrico is, where the new Mexican restaurant is. Speaking of, number 9 is Centrico. It replaced the Uva Bar when Catal left. It's got great food, really good drinks, maybe a little pricey, but I think it's worth it. A fun fact that Becca found out is you can get a kid's meal and it comes with more food and it's less money. So maybe look into getting that if you would like that, if you want to spend a little less money on Mexican food. Very good food. Like I said, very, very good drinks. And it's a fun place to wind down after the park is done. If you're done with the parks, you don't want to quite go home yet, or you're getting off work and you're like, I don't want to go into the park, or I don't have a pass. I want to get something for dinner. Go to Centrico. It's really good food. Highly recommend. Number 8, Salt and Straw. With Salt and Straw, they have, if you've never been, it's ice cream. They have some good flavors, and then they have some flavors that are wild and weird. Goat cheese and black olive, I believe, is still a flavor there. They've got some like weird ones. I don't have the menu right in front of me, but it's really good. And the cool thing with them is 2 things. One, they do a rotating menu, so they have their classics, and then every month they rotate out, I think, 4 or 5 different flavors that kind of go with the month. So for Halloween, they do, a bag of candy ice cream, which has Butterfingers, Snickers, Heath, a whole bunch of, good for you chocolate, all in one ice cream. They also have creepy one, they have crickets and bugs in an ice cream, which is another one. But they do different vegan ones. They do different sherbets, ice creams, sorbets. Yeah, definitely. If you're looking for a dessert, that's probably one of the most popular ones at Downtown Disney. Number 7, and I'm admitting I am probably not the most qualified to talk about this one, is coffee. And it's Starbucks versus the new Sip and Sonder that's at the Parkside Market. Becca and I went to Sip and Sonder the other day. Videos on the channel, definitely check it out. Becca said it was amazing. I had a little bit of the coffee there. I don't drink coffee, but it was fine. Yeah, coffee is coffee for me. But here's what I'll say though, is if you are like, I need my double pump espresso extra shot with a hug and a kiss and an Ugg boot, you're going to go to Starbucks for that, right? There's nothing that's probably going to change that in your mind. But if you're like, I want a latte and I just want one now, I would recommend Sip and Sonder over it. It's not officially open yet. It's still on a soft open as of this video. So it might not be as big of a line. It's an outdoor one only, so the line's only outdoors versus the Starbucks is huge and massive. The other, I think, plus to Sip and Sonder would be it's at the monorail entrance and exit. So if you're in Tomorrowland, or really anywhere around there, inside Disneyland, like let's take a break, let's go get some lunch at Parkside Market, but let's get I want coffee. Hop on the monorail and you're right there versus having to walk to a Starbucks. The one in the park is always super crazy. The one outside of the park is always super crazy. But it'll be interesting to see if the introduction of Sip and Sonder reduces the wait time for Starbucks at all. I don't think it will, because I think Starbucks has their fan base, their diehard Starbucks fans, which is fine. That's awesome. That's great. You do you, boo. But yeah, I might have Becca pop in here and give her opinion on the two different coffees, but we'll see. Alrighty, guys, look who I brought in. It is our coffee guru. So, Becca, we're talking about Starbucks versus Sip and Sonder at Downtown Disney. What are your thoughts?
Well, I really like Starbucks because you can mobile order and it's closer to the tram, so that's great. Sip and Sonder, I like a lot better. I think it's a little bit cheaper than Starbucks, but don't quote me on that. That's TBD. I do like that I can walk around Disney with a specialty coffee. That's kind of nice. Big fan of that. And I do like that it's kind of like if you're walking from the parking structure into the park, it is a stop there. And they have an indoor and outdoor window. So it's probably gonna be nice once they like fully open everything up that you can use both windows. But yeah, I'm just a big fan of anytime I can get coffee and it's not Starbucks. So the fact that I can go to Disneyland and get a non-Starbucks coffee, because also sometimes the Disney coffees are just too artificial tasting. So I skip those as well. Like I'll actually pick Starbucks over a Disney coffee just because they're too artificial tasting sometimes. So now we have option number 3, where nice specialty coffee close enough to the park. So yeah. I'm a big fan.
The only, I think, downside will be is if you're at the Pal Around and you're like, I want a coffee right this second, that's the longest distance that you're going to have to go to.
I'm getting a Diet Coke at that.
You're getting, okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, thank you so much. My number 6 is Parkside Market, speaking of, and if you haven't watched our review video on that, I gave basically everything 5 out of 5, amazingness. Go check it out. I'll try to leave a link somewhere floating around my head. But Parkside Market's a new one. It has technically two restaurants, the coffee joint, and then an upstairs sit-down that serves the same food as the 2 quick service places. If that didn't make sense, I'm so sorry. Go watch the video. But it's brand new. It's at their soft open still. Really, really good food. And it's probably some of the best food we've had on property. Like, I'm not even talking like Disney versus non-Disney food. It's really good cuisine that I would recommend over other things. So yeah. All right, number 5, halfway done. Number 5, Splitsville Bowling. It was fun to see it come in. It was sad to see the House of Rock leave, or whatever it's called, House of Blues leave. But it was fun to see that come in. They have it when I was doing it. They might still do a cast member discount and a annual pass holder Magic Key discount. If you've tried to use them and it doesn't work or whatever, if you have experience, let us know in the comments what that looks like for cast members and annual pass holders. 2 different parts though. The bowling is super fun. They're really, easy, and they have the bumpers for the lanes, and it's a lot of fun. The balls are still in really good shape. The lanes are in good shape. The pins are fine. It's great. It's a great place to go. If you're like, I want to break from the parks, but I don't want to stop having fun. Good for birthday parties as well. The other side of that coin is the food. Food's really good. Their pizza is really good. Highly recommend getting their pizza. Wings are pretty good as well. But their pizza, I think, for me, is what shines for Splitsville. Number 4, Earl's Sandwich. Back when the AMC was still there, that whole building section was there, we were so sad to learn. We had like a day of mourning when we heard that Earl was leaving. And then whatever Disney plans fell through, whatever. And then they decided to bring it back. And like, okay, where's it gonna go? You've destroyed this building. They put it where La Brea Bakery is, and now it has its own little like mobile unit outside of ESPN Zone. Earl's Sandwich is a staple as well to Downtown Disney and to Disneyland as well. It also is a staple just to Disney World, and I think the whole Disney family. Their club sandwich is just good. And it's always good too. If you're like, I don't really want to try anything new. I'm limited on money. I don't want to waste my money on something that could be really good, but also, I don't know. Maybe the chicken sandwich is just too soggy or it's overcooked, whatever. You go to Earl, you're always gonna get the same product, and that's a good thing. It's consistently consistent, which is it's good. Right now, it's right outside of the park, so you can hop in there and get your lunch and then head back in. But definitely go to Earl Sandwich for a nice hot sandwich. All right. Number 3 is the Lego store. Lego is not only the same company as Disney, but they have all of their Disney sets in there. They got the Ninjago stuff, all the artwork. It's just fun to walk around. Even if you're not going to buy anything, it's fun to just be in that presence of being a kid and, going, oh, wow, I really wish I could afford the $900 Death Star and take it home. And then you look at your wife and go, can I afford the $900? And she goes, no, you can't. So, not from personal experience or anything. But the Lego store is fun, and it's always fun, even just to walk through. You don't need to go in there to buy every single time. But if you're walking from the parks to the trams on your way home, just take a little route. Do a little loop, and then you can keep going. It's fun. It's a fun experience. All right, so number 2, I mentioned pizza earlier, and I know you can get pepperoni pizza almost anywhere, but Naples and Napolini have Becca's and I probably favorite pizza. Some people think it's super nasty. I know we've had one bad experience, but other than that, it's a really good pizza. The Caesar salad at Naples is delicious. Caesar salad at Napolini, which is the quick service version of it, is okay. But the pizza is easily good either way. My one, do I really want to make this? This is the reason I didn't make this number 1. I'll be honest. It's expensive. It's overly expensive, maybe for what you get. Becca and I can sit down and be in and out within 30 minutes because we know what we want every single time. We go in, we split pepperoni pizza, usually just the personal, 2 pieces each, personal pepperoni pizza, a drink, and a Caesar salad. And between the 2 of us, the bill is like $50, which that's a lot. They do have a discount for cast member and for APs, but even still, it's delicious. Don't get me wrong, it's delicious, but it's expensive. Be ready to pay the penny. My number 1, Downtown Disney, is Din Tai Fung, and people are gonna yell at me like, oh, it's so not original. It's not even Disney. I don't care. It's good. It's a fun dining experience too. If you've never done it before, I took my parents there for my birthday this last year, and I wasn't sure how they were gonna do, whatever. It's totally fine. So nothing against my parents. If you're watching, I love you guys. But if you bring some people that are just super picky eaters, or they are interrupt, they like what they like, and yada yada, this sounds terrible against my parents. I'm so sorry, guys. I love you guys. But if you bring people that are like, I don't know if this is gonna go super well, it's fine. It's fun to try new things. The hardest part is poking the hole in a soup dumpling to let the juices spill. If you have any tips on that, that's what the video should be about. If you have any tips on how to poke a hole in a soup dumpling with the chopsticks and let the soup go into the mixture, please drop it in the comments. Please let us know. It's a personal struggle if you can't tell. Din Tai Fung is super good. It's also a little pricey. Just be aware of that. But it's a fun experience. One hack that we've noticed people doing, Becca and I have yet to do this, is if it's like the line is out the door, no seats are at the bar, and you're like, I really want my soup dumpling, I need my Xiaolin Bao. Mobile order it, and you can pick it up, and then you can eat it out in the courtyard and listen to whatever band is playing that night. Super cool. Super highly recommend. Another tip for Din Tai Fung, the green beans. Oh my goodness. Get the garlic green beans. Even if you're like, I really don't like garlic, you can talk to my dad. He does not like garlic. Garlic and onion are like, no. He liked these. He really, really loved these. Get the garlic string beans. They are maybe one of the best things, if not the best thing on the menu. High praise, I know. So yeah, those are my top 10 at Downtown Disney. As always, here's my one that I skip. Your results may vary. I feel like I'm already gonna get some pushback on this one. I just can feel it in my soul. Is the Beignet Express. I would skip the Beignet Express for a few different reasons. Number one, incredibly overpriced. I think for what you get, you're paying way too much for them. Two, you can get better beignets in the parks. And I know you're going to say, what if I don't have admission? What if I'm just there for dinner? Fine, I'm sorry. Then your results may vary. But if you want a dessert, I think you can spend your money and your calories elsewhere. You don't need the beignets. And especially the ones with all the flavors on it and the sprinkles and the whatever, it's not worth it for the price and the taste. It was fine, but fine doesn't work for me when it's that expensive. But yeah, so I would skip the Beignet Express. If you can, I'd go into the park and get the actual ones at Tiana's. So yeah, so those are my 10 plus 1 from Downtown Disney. As always, if you think I've missed something, you like something that I didn't talk about, or I talked about something that you're like, how could he even think about that? Drop a comment down in the comment section. We'll have a nice civilized conversation. If you're new to the channel or whatever, like, subscribe, do all the fun things. I think we have one more of these videos, and that's going to be the entire Disneyland Resort. So I'm going to mention some that I've already talked about, as well as some new ones, like in the hotels and that kind of thing. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. And yeah, bye. Good night.